Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Come On With The Games podcast, your official home for hip hop entertainment, local and world news. Yeah, you heard me. And I just want to say thank y'all, man. Thank y'all for rocking out with your boy. Hold up, though, 1 second. You already know what I got to do. Uh, that's more like it, Doc. Just wanted to say once again, you heard me before I was so rudely interrupted by myself. I just want to thank y'all for rocking out with your boy, man. I'm having fun, and I hope you're having fun with me. But right now it's time to pay the bills. And today's episode is brought to you by Accurate Auto Detail Spa. Once again, today's episode is brought to you by Accurate Auto Detail Spa. And now a proud word from our sponsors. Sham, it's your boy Jay the Hustler, aka Mr. Free Smoke Friday, and I'm just here to put y'all on game the Accurate Auto Reconditioning Spa. I repeat, Accurate Auto Reconditioning Spa. Man, homie got the stupid wet ceramic coating. You heard me? Look at that. Look at that. I'm talking about more detailed than the blueprints at Trump Towers. You heard me? Literally. So get on down there to 713 North Causeway. I repeat, 713 North Causeway for Accurate Auto Reconditioning Spa. And you can even hit them on the line to get the deal that best fits you at 504-344-1022, 713 North Causeway, Accurate Auto Reconditioning Spa. Get on down there and tell them Jay the Hustler sent you. Shout out to them, man. Shout out, you know what I'm saying, my homie E, man. Proud owner of Accurate Auto Detail Spa. And I just want to say we appreciate your business, sir. You dig? And y'all make sure y'all go down there and get what you need. You understand me? Now, in today's hip hop news, ladies and gentlemen, it's the return of the verses. You heard me? Yeah, that's right, bitch. It's the return of the verses. You heard me? And this time, Timberland and Swiss Beats are blessing us with a verses match between the legendary No Limit and Cash Money Records. You understand me? Yeah, man. And I think it's gonna go down, man. I think the shit gonna go down like toilet water, last flush, bitch. If you the last one to flush it, you the last one to flush it. If not, you would have wanted to be. That's what I think. You understand? Let me know what y'all think in the comments. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's gonna be something to see. I think it's gonna be must see TV. And I know y'all see me. You heard me with my army green on. You heard me? You did? Cause I'm repping for both, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm representing them No Limit soldiers. And I'm representing them Cash Money millionaires. You hear me? That's why I got the you said I represent for both of you. See that H? You see that H for hustler, nigga? That fucking cross. Like, but anyway, you heard me? I represent for both of them. You heard me? For my No Limit soldiers, you heard me? And for my motherfuckers that's gonna throw up your soldier rag, throw up your soldier rag, blow a nickel bag, throw your soldier rag. Be a fag, boy, throw your soldier rag. Holla at me, boy, put up your soldier rag. Yeah, man, yeah, it's gonna go down, man. But my question is, and my thoughts is simply, is it gonna be the show that we all wanted to see? You know what I'm saying? Because we wanted to see Cash Money. First of all, New Orleans for sure, and other places for sure. But we wanted to see, Cash Money and No Limit work together for a long time now. You heard me? We've been tweaking for that. That's something that's overdue. However, you know, due to certain circumstances and animosity between Baby Crew and Master P not liking some of them and vice versa. You heard me? The shit never happened. You know what I'm saying? And even though for nostalgia's sake and for my childhood's sake, it's gonna be a good thing. I also do think that it's gonna be bittersweet. because there's so many fallen soldiers and missing players when it comes to this game that they trying to play. And when I say that this game, I mean the verses between Cash Money and No Limit. There's so many things that will be missing elements as far as this versus goes. What are some of these things? Well, let's just talk about, you know what I mean, some of the missing key factors, like Mystical, who's incarcerated. Free him till they see him. You heard me? 12 Wall Soldier, hold your head. You heard me? But also, rest in peace to Mr. Magic. You heard me? Night Wall legend. You heard me? Rest in peace to Soldier Slim, Uptown, Third Wall, Magnolia Project legend. You heard me? Rest in peace to him. And who else, man? There's more missing, man. I feel like, C Murder, man. How can I forget C Murder, man? Free him till I see him. You know what I'm saying? It's just so many key factors that it's not going to give us the whole experience in its entirety that I feel like the city of New Orleans deserves when it comes to Master P. No Limit and Cash Money. You know what I'm saying? We deserve that, man. We've been rocking with both of them, Die Hard. You hear me? Of course, when No Limit, stopped doing their thing and Cash Money picked up, yeah, we rolled with who was riding with us and who we had to ride with. You know what I'm saying? If P wasn't riding no more, ain't no way we could really ride with him. You did? So we've been riding Cash Money since. Plus, what Cash Money brought to the culture was what we was representing then, too. You know what I'm saying? Not to say we wasn't representing body or, make a nigga say, every time we hit the building, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, niggas wasn't out here, talking about some Bossalini and all that shit. All that shit was like, in our mind, it's some make-believe shit, right? Because all gangsters wanted to be like the mob and all that shit, but nigga ain't call himself Bossalini and, the Last Dawn and, you heard me? Nigga just wasn't doing that and wasn't wearing suits, you heard me? We was wearing white tees, bows, and Rees, you heard me? Jabos and Reeboks, you understand me? And that's what it was, you know what I'm saying? Even Wayne made had a line that referenced that in the song called The Block is Hot, where he took a shot at him. He said, we ain't got on no suits because we ain't trying to be presidents. You heard me? So that's how we was rocking at that time. And to be honest, truth be told, that's still how niggas is rocking. Now, with that being said, in that same breath of that being said, like I said, that was Lil Wayne that said that. Now, let's think about who was on Cash Money at this time. It was the Hot Boy. It was Juvie, Wayne, Turk, and BG. Yes, I said Turk. Now, we talked about the missing factors that's No Limit has. we talked about the wild cards that they had in their deck being missing. And if we're talking about Cash Money Records in that time when No Limit was hot, when they was hot, and they was head to head doing their thing, pause. If we talking about that, then we gotta go with the same rosters, cause that's that time period. We can't go with Nicki and Drake, cause first of all, that ain't Cash Money, that's Young Money. Let's just set the record straight on that. You know what I'm saying? I've been hearing different people talk about it, and we just gotta separate. We gotta call a spade, a spade, and just, call it what it is. You heard me? That ain't Drake, that ain't Nicki era, and they Young Money. Even if it was their era, they would still be Young Money artists, and it wouldn't be no Cash Money. This is Cash Money versus No Limit. You understand me? Okay, Money versus No Limit. And with that being said, who is the missing link that Cash Money got? Don't worry, I'll wait. Merrily, life is but a dream. That was the stream. I'm waiting, man. No answer? That's exactly what I'm saying. What is missing? What would be the key missing? If all those people was missing from No Limit roster, who would be missing from Cash Money roster at this time? Well, the only missing hot boy I see that be missing in action is Turk. Yeah, that's right. Say, bro, I don't care what's going down behind the scenes. I don't care what a nigga done a nigga and all that. And this is me speaking as a fan. I do care as a, personally, because personally, not only did I look up to BG, I worked with BG. and I respect BG, and that would always be somebody that no matter what his fall from grace or his shortcomings may be that I look up to. So without that bias being in there, me just being a fan, the Hot Boys ain't the Hot Boys without Turk. Period. Let's not play no motherfucking games. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna gaslight y'all. The Hot Boys ain't the Hot Boys without Turk. When you introduce the fucking Hot Boys, you heard me, you introduce Turk, BG, Turk, BG, Juvenile, and Lil Wayne. You introduce that to us as the Hot Boys, so you can't try to rewrite history now. You know what I'm saying? And with that being said, no matter what happened personally, you gotta give the fans what the fuck they want, bro. You got to give the fans what the fuck they want. I repeat, you got to give the fans what the fuck they want. You cannot renege and not give us the full Hot Boys experience. You heard me? You can't do it. Hell, if I said, even if it's only for one night, y'all allow Gangsta in the back in the circle for one night. You heard me? Just one night on some business shit and let him be a motherfucking goddamn, you know what I mean, a hot boy for one last time, then send him on his motherfucking way. You heard me? Because you have to give us the whole experience. If we see that, if we walk the city of New Orleans see that, what I just said, because everything after business is bullshit. That's what my uncle always told me. Everything after business is bullshit. And I ain't never known no niggas from New Orleans to not stand on business, especially Baby, man. Put some respect on his name, and Baby, you got to put some respect on his group. You call the shots, big dog. It's the way it's always been. It's the way it is now, whether niggas know it or not, dog. You call the shots, baby. That shit lame as a motherfucker, dog. If you let that shit go down, Slim, that shit'll be lame as a motherfucker, Godfather. If you let that shit go down without Turk being there, that shit'll be some bullshit. Hey, Turk ain't my favorite hot boy. You heard me? I just told you who was. BG. You heard me? But guess what? I'm gonna be totally honest. I ain't never really liked her like that. And don't get this twisted, because let me finish first. I ain't never liked her like that, but I always had to give him and hear him out, because guess what? The nigga who was my big dog, who was my big brother, my older cousin Jamal, you heard me? May he rest in peace, you heard me? You heard me? He loved Turk. That was his favorite hot boy, and I looked up to this nigga. So if Turk was his favorite hot boy, I had to go listen and see what the fuck, what's up with him. And the whole thing is, wasn't nothing up with him. He was just young and thugging. Doing the same shit, repping the same shit, standing on the same business he's standing on now, young and thugging. You heard me? And on that Young and Thuggin' album that came out, Turk solo album that came out on Cash Money Records, that shit was on fire. And when you listen to it, bitch, that's real. It's Emmy LaWater to be the thug that I be. It's Emmy LaWater to wear T-bows and Reese. It's Emmy LaWater to be the, yeah, I said it's Emmy LaNickel. It's Emmy LaNickel. Yeah, man, that nigga, man, he was running that shit, man, and that shit was a classic. And believe it or not, my nigga, I done been all around the motherfucking world, dog. You understand me? What you're looking at ain't no motherfucking local figure. Excuse me, what you're looking at ain't no local figure. I'm an international nigga. You understand? Now pick up what I'm putting down and we could get somewhere with this. You understand? I done been around, my nigga. I done been around. You heard me? And I know some niggas out of Jersey who they favorite fucking hot boy is Turk. Out of Jersey, you would think it's Wayne by them being close to, up top. You heard me? And by, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop starting up top. You feel me? You would think it would be, nah. I know a group of niggas, my nigga, up north. You can't tell them nothing about no motherfucking Turk. I thought I was losing my mind when with how they was. I thought I was dreaming how these niggas were, boy, Jeffing for Turk, boy. But nah, believe it or not, it's just like he say. And if you agree with it or not, or if you wanna, bitch, believe it or whatever, like it or not, Turk is a beloved hot boy. The same way BG, Turk, and Juve is. I mean, the same way BG, Wayne, and Juve is. That's real shit. So, I would hope because that's who they had on their roster in that era. You heard me? You had the Hot Boys going up against the whole goddamn No Limit motherfucking camp. 4 niggas going up against. Think about that for a minute. Think about that. You heard me? So that's who it's going to be a battle against. It's going to be a battle against the whole No Limit roster against the Hot Boys. And you can't have a whole fucking label against 3 dudes. It's bad enough as it's against 4 dudes and Fresh. You heard me? You got to add Fresh in there. It's bad enough as against that and the big timers. But now you're trying to exclude Turk? No, don't do that, dog. It's not only is it not a good look, it's just don't make no sense. It only make better sense and it'd be better business to put him in there and don't fuck with him after that if that's how you feel. I'm just saying, do good business. Because that's the show. And that's the verses that I know my city of New Orleans and my niggas like me is going to want to see, man. We going to want to see that, you heard me? You know, the impact just ain't going to be the same without it. And it definitely ain't going to be the same without Wayne. So, Wayne, I hope you show up and do your motherfucking thing because I know you be in your own world. But you got to show up and show out, too. Anyway. Moving on. You heard me? In more hip-hop news, Offset sat down with Keke Palmer, you heard me, on her new podcast called Baby, This Is Keke Palmer. And I ain't gonna lie, man, it was a great interview. It was a great interview, you know what I'm saying? And a great conversation, a great candid conversation. But what you expect, you know, the interviewer was Keke Palmer. She's a fellow Sagittarius just like I am. So, of course it was going to be a great interview, with or without him. But it was with them, and it was great, you know what I mean? Because I never really seen Offset really do a sit down and get personal interview, you know what I mean? Everything was basically surface level questions and surface level shit you really already knew the answer to if you just followed the group. With that being said, it was a great interview, and I think he got real vulnerable, and I think he let us know, you know what I'm saying, gave us some introspective on his perspective, you heard me? And man, you know, I agree with homie, you know what I'm saying? I agree with homie, you know, whether. And what I agree with, let me just say what I agree with. What was a thing that I agreed with was that he told Keke, you know, that he doesn't want the drama to define his career, you know what I'm saying, as it is right now. You know, and ironically, by Cardi's album being called Am I the Drama, that just goes to show you that it's not something that, you know what I mean, they're not aware of. They're very aware and in the moment of what's going on in their lives right now. And I'm just happy that homie is up there, a black man taking full accountability and responsibility for what he did wrong. You heard me? Now, I ain't one of them niggas that give props to a motherfucker for doing something they supposed to do. You heard me? Because that's what he's supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You don't get props. You don't get a pat on the back, my nigga, for taking out the trash. You a man. That's what you're supposed to do. So, taking accountability for his actions and his fuck-ups and his mistakes and his indiscrepancies and his, you know what I'm saying, shortcomings. That's all right, man. And I just do want to say, you know what I'm saying, kudos, even though I'm not really giving the kudos for doing something you're supposed to do. You just got to show the world, my nigga, that, hey, man, you know, nobody ain't perfect. You heard me? And a nigga, if they got to, gonna take a real man, if they have to, gonna take their motherfucking lick. You heard me? I did that. I lost that. It cost that. Now I gotta bounce back. You heard me? I gotta bounce back, and that's what he doing right now, man. And I think that was a great interview. I love the fact that he didn't bash his girl. He wasn't on there. You know what I mean? Even though naturally, a woman, period, just by them being emotional creatures when they're getting interviewed and asked about their man, no matter what, or they ask, no matter what, it's gonna be some shade. But as a man, you can't exhibit those traits, especially on some retaliatory endeavor type shit. You know what I'm saying? Men don't exhibit, nigga, that we don't, nigga, men don't, we don't do that. That's a female trait. You heard me? We take our lick and whatever other lick come behind that, we just boy, you gonna keep hitting me, huh? All right, I'm gonna eat it. You heard me? And just walk away so I don't keep getting hit. You heard me? So that was a great interview. I would definitely love for and recommend for anybody, you know what I'm saying, to check out Keke Palmer, man. You know what I'm saying? Her podcast, Baby, This is Keke Palmer on YouTube, and I think it's definitely something to watch out for. And I'm a subscriber. Keke, you got me. Girl, you know you got me. Keke, you know you got me. Oh, you know you got me. Oh, I fucked that one up. See, I almost had it because I almost had Keke in my DM just now. I got a woman, Keke. I can't do that like that. You heard me? I can't do it. I can't get down like that. But kudos to you. I'm watching you. Man, everybody give a round of applause for Keke Palmer doing her thing. You heard me? Another fellow Sagittarius, you heard me? And, oh man, sad season coming up too, man. Y'all better be on y'all shit, cause we taking over. We taking over. I know I'm taking over. I already got, my new EP I dropped on July the 4th called Gunsmoke out right now. You heard me? Featuring I got a smash on there called The One, featuring the real Snow Bunny. She's the only feature on there. You know what I'm saying? The only artist I wanted to work with as far as this project. And we got another follow-up shit on the way. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to add a couple of more songs to this thing. Drop that thing around, if not Halloween, probably a little after around Thanksgiving, you heard me? And make that the Gunsmoke Deluxe. So y'all clap for that. You heard me? Be on the lookout for that with more motherfucking merch that's coming out. You know what I'm saying? I got my No Threats shirts coming out, and y'all go stream No Threats. You heard me? On any streaming platform right now. It's one of my singles that's off the Gunsmoke EP, and I need y'all to go check that out. You understand me? Yeah. But back to the hip hop news. Drake. Oh Lord, Drake. I'll tell you what. I'ma tell you what. Drake loses his lawsuit with UMG. and this is a bad day for hip hop. Not because Drake lost, but because he sued. Because of what somebody said in the battle rap. Not somebody, but Kendrick Lamar. He sued after you done lyrically punished a lot of niggas, dog. You lyrically put belt to ass to a lot of niggas. Hate to bring up old shit, but Meek Mill, you know what I'm saying? You done got down, took shots at Hov. You done took shots at a lot of niggas, dog, putting belt to ass. None of the verses was weak, you know what I'm saying? Not even your shit against Kendrick. That shit wasn't weak neither. But it wasn't your time. It was Kendrick time. You know it's their time because shit just consumed them. Even if you the one doing the consuming, you getting full. So you're consuming, sucking the life out of somebody else, dog, and it was your turn then, but now it's his time. Check your motherfucking watch, dog. I know your shit, you got the motherfucking shit. You ain't got the bright watch. You got the right watch. Like Hov, you told Hov, your shit, bigger than him. Y'all be, what I'm saying? Y'all be having them, big in their goddamn competitions. Way above my pay grade. But what's not is hip hop. You heard me? Hip hop is for the people. I am the people. Hip hop is for the culture. I am the culture. The definition of culture is the way of life. This is my way of life, nigga. Smoke, nigga. Smoke, nigga. Free smoke, free smoke. That's you. That's what you said. And when you was giving it out, dog, you ain't had no problem doing that. You ain't had no problem with nobody else that you was giving it to taking that. So look, check it out. Ain't nobody else talking. Uh-oh. Good God Almighty. What the fuck is in here? You hear me? Bro, ain't nobody told you. You hear me? Wayne kind of put it out there. He kind of said it. And what he said was the reason why they hate him is because he light skinned. So look, check this out, bro. The reason why you lost this war was not because you wasn't the better rapper. Because in my opinion, you are. So it wasn't because of that. It was because when a nigga get his ass whooped, dog, you supposed to take your lick. You heard me? Take the L, go inside, patch up your wounds, probably get your bitch to lick your wounds, you heard me? Come outside the next day with your shiner and stand on the block like, yeah, bitch, what's him? You supposed to be the first nigga on the block, too. And stand outside like, what's him? You ain't gonna be the first motherfucker to get your ass whooped, dog, and you definitely ain't gonna be the last. You done gave out some ass whoopings, dog, now you gotta learn how to take one. You heard me? And it's sad that this situation and circumstance that you kind of made, you made it when you sued. You made it when you sued. You should have took your fucking L and walked away and then came back with the shiner, nigga. Like, what's him? Bitch, I will fight again. Where he at? Let him talk today. I don't give a fuck. We gonna fight. This how we do it. That's how we do it. You're supposed to do that, man, but you ain't, you know what I'm saying? At least come back after a week. Sometimes nigga don't want to come back looking like Martin, you know what I'm saying, all knotted up and shit, but at least come back. You heard me in a week when the swelling went down. You heard me? I know you was on tour, but at the same time, you know what I mean, I get the feeling that I get by you being on tour was almost like you was hiding behind a tour. I don't feel like you was on the block. I feel like you was hiding behind a tour. I feel like you ain't come outside with the shiner. You went somebody else, somewhere else, and somebody got you on film, and now we seeing you with the shiner. But you still outside rocking it, but you ain't rocking it in front of people you got your ass whooped in front of. Even though you are. But they love you. They at your show. So they love you. I'm talking about the people that don't love you. You supposed to come out there to show them bitches like, fuck you, nigga. Yeah, bitch. That's why when you know what I'm saying, niggas get they you know, issue on the gram and shit. Now you heard me, they be, you know, the new kids, they post themselves. They be like, what mark? Nigga, I ain't got no marks on my face, nigga, no mark. They do that. That's equivalent to what we used to do coming back outside, standing on the block, fucked up, knowing a nigga fucked us up, but I'm still out here, nigga, talking my shit. And the nigga say something about it, bitch, what's him? You could get it like that, nigga got it. It might not be no easy win for you, nigga. You see what I'm saying? That's how you're supposed to handle that, bro. At least that's just my opinion. And we all know opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one, and 9 times out of 10, they all stink. It's just the way it is, man. And you're a man of the people. You're a man of the culture. This is our way of life. That's the definition of culture. A way of life. You got to goddamn inhale the smoke just like you exhale it, dog. You know what I'm saying? You know. But that was the battle. The lawsuit was a war, and you lost it. You lost it. The case was dismissed by a judge claiming that Drake's defamation of character suit was weak, and that Kendrick Lamar's lyrics was basically what she would call non-actionable opinion. She called Kendrick Lamar's lyrics non-actionable opinion, which means it was neither here nor there, just a retaliatory statement on something that you said first. In the cadence that you said it. I ain't gonna lie, she broke it down. You heard me? This ain't her words verbatim, you heard me? But 1 or 2 words added or taken away ain't gonna fuck up this statement. This is what she said, ladies and gentlemen. She was on it. So kudos for her for really taking it serious and being in it, but that's what really let us know that you lost, that it just wasn't no suit. And it wasn't a strong lawsuit, and according to her, it was non-actionable opinion. And basically that means that his lyrics, Kendrick Lamar that is, his lyrics was protected by the First Amendment. Now, kudos to Kendrick, right? Great for him, good for him, but now that Drake got the message that Kendrick's banter, his First Amendment rights, when it comes to all these shows like Jimmy Kimmel and Colbert and you know what I'm saying? I know they ain't got nothing to do with this, but this is just, I mean, like, hey, let's call a spade a spade. It just popped into my head, you heard me? If Kendrick's First Amendment lyrics are protected, First Amendment rights are protected, why isn't Jimmy Kimmel's? Why would he get put off the air for the joke that he made? I don't know. That's neither here nor there, but hey, that's something for you to think about. You heard me? In today's world news, Cam Jordan, you know, yeah, Saints Cam Jordan, you heard me, New Orleans player, you heard me, NFL player. His house got burglarized, you heard me, in Old Metairie. Bro, that's right, I said that, yes, that's right, I said his house was burglarized in Old Metairie. Yes, nigga. Yes. Old Metairie. Now see the reason why I'm saying this like this, ladies and gentlemen, is because Old Metairie is Old Metairie. It ain't that new Metairie. It's Old Metairie. With old people and old people with old money. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Old people with old money. So 9 times out of now you got it. Yes, white people, nigga. That ain't no walk in the park to go in there and just feel comfortable. First of all, niggas don't even feel comfortable around there. I was around there because my wife is white. That's the only fucking reason I was around there. I didn't even know that shit existed. The first time I went by her house, you understand me? You understand me? And the Uber was taking me over there, goddamn. I was like, what the fuck is that? I didn't even know this shit was right here. Where the fuck am I? I was in Old Metairie. Mm-hmm. And with that being said, dog, it ain't no motherfucker. You gotta stick out like a sore thumb if you ain't supposed to be around there. I mean, if you don't look like you're supposed to be around there, you're definitely gonna stick out like a fucking sore thumb. And that makes me question, why the fuck would niggas even take that chance of going out there? You heard me? To Old Metairie, well, you know you're gonna look suspicious doing anything, especially going in an NFL football player's house where his neighbors know him, know his schedule probably better than he do because they watching and looking on. You know how it go, especially he black too, so you know they watching. You heard me? You know they watching. No matter how nice he may appear on TV and shit, yeah, they still gonna watch it. Find something wrong. Anyway, I say that to say this. Whoever went in this nigga shit, dog, must have knew he wasn't home. Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I said, are you thinking what I'm thinking? It was an inside job, man. Cam, somebody you know did that shit, dog. You need to check your motherfucking circle right now and make your circle so small that it's a motherfucking period. You understand me? Even if you gotta have 3 periods. I don't know where that come from. That's neither here nor there. But somebody you know did that shit. Cause nigga just a regular old burglarizing ass nigga ain't gonna just come in Old Metairie. Even if they just know that's you, they ain't gonna follow you and to go to Old Metairie. Not in my opinion. You know, but who am I? I'm just a nigga with a podcast, you know what I mean? Come on with the Games Podcast, home of hip-hop entertainment, local and world news, man. That's just who I am. But I'll also tell you who I am as well. I'm not a real street nigga, but I am a real nigga from the street, and I know when something ain't right, my friend. I know when something ain't right, dog, and that ain't right. That ain't right. A nigga going there, oh man, they ready to come break into an NFL. Nah, man, they knew you, man. They felt comfortable enough to do that shit. Check your circle, man. Check your circle. Moving on.